wholeness. Used to do my daily cards of the day at 9 a.m. every day. Not gonna promise that I'm gonna start back doing that, but up early today, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one. Today is 11/22/2023, so I'm gonna use my system of numerology and also what I call integrated dissection numerology, where you just take all the variations of the numbers of the day and figure out what's going on with the energy. So the first thing with 11/22/23 is 11 justification, 22 what we call the master builder. It's the choices you make. So I'm justifying the choices that I make, basically what we'll call the spiritual journey. 22, the master builder, is the spiritual journey itself. So I'm justifying the spiritual journey, and 2023 was about self-awareness. Wholeness to y'all. So today is justifying the spiritual journey that is showing me. The problem with that, as always, is if you're using tainted data, or if you're only responding to your traumas, then you're screwed. So there's a lot of different things that's going to come out. There's basically 10 different sets of numbers with the 11/22/2023. The most dangerous one is the one I'm going to talk about next, and that's where you can look at the variations and make a 2-2-2-2-2 and a 3. That's 5 2s in succession. In my number system, I have what I call trickster's codes. By nature, I'm what's called a trickster spirit. I'm a Heyoka, so we're classified as trickster spirits nonetheless. But when you deal with what you people call angel numbers and things like that, when you start seeing numbers in triplicity or in sets of 4, to me, that's what I call trickster codes, because they're stuck programming. That's where that number has become pervasive and it's stuck in that flow. Now, to be fair, that doesn't mean it's stuck in a bad fashion. That just means it's the prominent energy you got to get past. So when you see 5 2s in a row, to me, it's dangerous, because in my number system, 2 is knowledge. 2 is knowledge, because the only thing that connects a person to what they believe in is what they think they know. The dangerous part of that is the thought. What I think I know has to be my reality. We can all go down that road and figure out a lot of shit that we thought we knew not at all. So when you got 5 2s, that's what I call basically a total infection of knowledge, where the only thing you're pulling from is the shit that you think that you can verify. And again, not ever to make this about your organized religions or anything, but we all see fanaticism when it comes to those types of mindsets and thinkings. Somebody who has a fanatical style of thinking because what they know has to be what it is, that's really the result of a fear mind. That's the result of a fear mind that does not want to think outside of the box it created for itself, and it now needs to pull safety from within that parameter. So when you see 5 2s, it's a viral connection to what I think I know, and then the other part of that equation was the 3 itself. 3 is the number of thought. 3 is the divine feminine in this realm. In this realm, thoughts and manifestation, the only thing that is the total force of influence is the thought you think. That can't be disputed, and that's not a truth. That's a high-end perspective, but it plays out in everybody's life. What you're going to do next is the result of a thought that came before the action. So the divine feminine, divine empress of this realm is a thought. If I'm only virally connected to what I think, that's where you hear me say resonance and ignorance. But often, the only thing you resonate with is your ignorance. That's all of us. All of us have some level of ignorance, because none of us know. We can only use the best perspective that is going to show us what we think we want to see. You see how that dirty word keeps coming back up? Think, thought. The only thing this is thoughts. So 11/22/2023, I am justifying how I'm building who I am. Again, hidden programming is you should never have to build who you are. You should remove things that cover what you already are. Not go through things so that I can become something. I need to get rid of the things that are going to change me. But that's hard to teach people to do. So the next set of numbers, the second most dangerous set of numbers, was 33322. 333, viral thinking. Remember, I'm telling you, 3 is the thoughts. The viral thought that becomes an experience. And 22, what I'm building. The only thing I'm building is the viral thought that has become the experience that I accept. The next set of numbers, 355. 3, the thought again, and 55, which you hear me call the wave of experience. The wave of experience is movement. But movement presents itself in a perspective of choice. Movement just says show up and make a choice on what you're going to do. I can't tell you how it's going to work out. Just give me your energy. That is affectionately the number of the master manipulator. 55 is the master manipulator because the master manipulator just wants you to move. Speaking as a master manipulator in this realm, don't care what the result is, just give me your energy. So that's a verifiable fact, a verifiable perspective. There are no facts. I don't believe anything is finite to the point to where it's going to be 100% a fact. It's just a high-end perspective. So the next thing after that, you get to 166. 1 is your potential. What's the potential? The magician. The magician, aka the illusionist, aka the alchemist. Same person. Same person. The illusionist is also the alchemist. The alchemist is also the magician. But the most powerful aspect of it all was it's an illusionist. An illusionist makes things appear that aren't really there. Alchemy. You can make things appear that aren't really there, but you can invest your energy into the belief, and pow, it becomes your reality. 66, self-sabotage. Self-sabotage in the sense to where if I'm only trying to create based off of a foundation that has been already steeped in traumas, basically we'll call that investment in what I think I know, then nobody can teach me different. You'll also hear me say 66 is 2/3 of the devil. If everybody's running around here talking about 666 is the mark of the beast, 66 is already 2/3 of the way. 2/3 of the way of already enslaving yourself into what you believe in. But if you're walking around with binders on because I don't want to know outside of what I've already experienced, hello planet Earth. That's how you get stuck in ideologies. That's how you get stuck in astrology. That's how you get stuck in numerology. That's how you got stuck in religion. That's how you got stuck in racism, colorism, all that shit like that. When you get polarized by the experiences you go through, you don't want anything external to come in and shake that, even though you're looking for something internally to shake it to set you free. It's holding on to the trap and scared to get out of the trap because what's outside of the trap might trap me. What was the common word? Trap. You're already trapped. So stop sabotaging yourself by trying to use the shit that's inside of the box that already got you contained as what's going to set you free. We see that shit every day. You can get taught something from your master and then you try and use it so that you can master the master when the master only gave you something to make sure that you're going to stay a slave. Resonance only, but as I already told you, sometimes your resonance is your ignorance, and you won't know the difference until you hit a certain level of journey. So from 166, we also can, from that configuration, you can create 1444. Remember, I'm telling you, triple digits are not necessarily angel numbers, and you don't necessarily have to label them as trickster codes. They're just vibrational sequences. 4 is the number of balance, but 4 is also a trap. So if there's 3 4s, then that is I am infected with balance. We'll use that. If you're infected with balance, then again, it's just like I got through saying, the only thing I'm trying to do is find things to verify what I've already invested in. But think about the true sense of balance in this day and age. When you go to a bank, you have a balance, which means they are already tied into your energy. They now have rights to give you fees. They have rights to charge you. They have rights to take from you. You understand that? A system of balance in the real world, in a relationship, is the same way. If I'm in a balanced relationship with somebody else, how their balance flows affects me too. That is not necessarily true reciprocity. That's a reflective, or basically what y'all call karmic entanglement. That is a karmic entanglement to where my ebb and flow not only directly infects or affects somebody else, but their ebb and flow does the same to me. So that 1444 says I am potentially trapped in the system of balance. That post I put up earlier with the wording on this reading I'm doing, it basically said I'm trapped in an interconnected experience. The collective consciousness. The collective consciousness is a experiment in experiencing individually while having an effect on the whole. You understand that? So it's kind of like the same thing I just said. What I do has a direct and indirect effect on you, depend on the proximity. If we're in a relationship, what I do is going to directly affect you. If we're not in a relationship, what I do is still going to affect you. You just might not see it. You understand that? Somebody could do something detrimental and cause harm or help to a whole bunch of other people without even knowing the people that it's harming and helping. That's been proven throughout history. The next one is that dirty one, 1111. What a lot of you will call the angel number. The angels are with me and they're in activation and they're telling me to stay my course. In some cases, yes. In most cases, no. In most cases, it's saying your potential has now hit a stuck point. But not only your potential has hit a stuck point. One is potential. Your 11, your shit you keep justifying is now panning out in a system of duality. What I keep justifying here is presenting another perspective. But if I'm only paying attention to the higher perspective that works out for me, resonance, then I'm going to ignore ignorance, what I don't understand. So 1111, if you keep looking at it as that means you're in support or the universe is supporting you, the universe is only a reflection of you and choice. You in a verse. You writing your story in a big ass book called Separation. That's all this is, from my perspective and experience. The universe is only you writing your story through your choices, and your choices, as I just got through saying, your choices and experiences have a interconnected effect on everybody else's, and then you get to tell one big ass story of the whole experiment of separation from self. So from there, you can go into 22. 22, the master builder. But as I said, 22 is the spiritual journey itself, because all your choices are only helping to build you. If you're going to keep sitting here and saying that the journey is within, then there is no journey required. If the journey is within, but yet I'm already within myself, why am I moving? I should not be moving. I should be removing anything that does not verify the higher end me. Or else everything else I keep hiring in, HIRE, everything else I keep letting become a part of my experience is going to be the alchemical point of change. You understand that? Think about that in a relationship. And we see people post that shit all the time where, you know, they do that little jab at, I can change him. He just going through something. I'm going to work on him. No, you can't change him, but it's your energy that you invest in him is going to change you. And to be fair, men do it too. We find women that we were like, you know what? That's a good woman. She just got some shit she got to work on. I'm going to work with her. You got to make change within yourself. So now you ain't changing her. You're just changing your parameter of existence. So that 22, the spiritual journey, it's a choice. If I choose to build with you, it might be destroying me. If I choose to build with me, I might be destroying you. It's perspective. Wholeness, guys. So 22 also within this 11, 22, 20, 23 integration also produces 13. 13, the number of death. Oh gosh, thank you there. I got a galaxy. I don't get gifts on here, so I love them. Thank you. TikTok will never pay me. They'll never let me go that far. Same with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I've been banned since 2015. Fuck them all. But thank you. So 13, the number of death. But death is only the ending, making sure that the beginning begins so that it can verify the ending. Sorry if you never had that metaphysical experience where you basically are already at the end. For those of us who have had OBEs or out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences, when some of us don't go to the light. We'll just do this. Some of y'all go to the light, and that's your perspective, that's your experience, and I'm not here to discount it. Some of us don't go to the light. Some of us stay right there in the dark, and then the only thing there is ourself presenting a choice. You want to continue, or are you ready to release? That's true death. True death is, do you want to keep dispersing yourself, or do you want to put yourself back into total integration? Stop all the experiencing. But death in this realm is get to the end and review what you've been through and decide on how you're going to continue on. That's not true death. That's just transition. That's transformation. And for years I've told you transformation is as simple as putting sugar on shit, but it's still shit. You're just changing the outer shell. So 13, today you could meet the shit that you are either transforming, transporting, or in some cases transmuting. Hopefully you are, if you're going to do any of those threes, hopefully you are transmuting. If you're transporting, you're a virus carrier. Not fixing your shit, not even facing your shit, let alone fixing it. Not facing it, I'm transporting a virus because I'm not aware it's there. Again, get back to resonance and ignorance. Transforming is false facing it. And some of y'all won't get with this, but that's your experience. That's your shadow work. That's where I'm going to try and fix the experiences that harmed me, that left stains on my soul, but they didn't fix you. They left stains on your soul because you made a choice of finding enough time to give it energy. You understand that? A lot of people's shadow work is just fixing the bad shit they've been through, but not taking accountability or responsibility for why it even occurred. And again, I have to go through this all the time, and I'm well aware of it. In this realm, you are going to get inundated with experiences that you did not ask for, such as just being straight up and honest, murder, death, rape, shit like that. You can run into those level experiences, but it still presents you with choice. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with you. Something bad can happen to you. You still have choice after the experience on your next movement. Are you going to let that movement that tried to kill you, but yet you still survived? Are you going to let it put you in survival mode? Or are you going to understand that some shit happened that I didn't ask for? Let me be better in evaluation of myself and now learn how to live. A lot of people only go into survival mode because they have already met a sense of danger that this chaos realm holds evident, and it becomes the box that they now find balance in, getting back into all the other number systems. So sometimes here in this realm, you're already dead. Another format, and again, not trying to be funny, religious factions or religious thought processing to tell you that you have to be less so that one day you can learn to be more. You understand that? Where it already has you in subscription of being less than whole because you're not worth being whole. So now you live in subduction, waiting to one day make it to the end, that 13 point, just so you can meet your magnification point. That to me is ass backwards. I should be at my highest magnification point my whole existence, and then try and make sure that I don't make choices that reduce me in my energetic stature. You understand that? And in this universe here, less sometimes is more. You understand what I'm saying? The less energy I have for people who are not a reflection of my energetic beliefs, those people don't deserve my energy. But here we give our energy to everything, and then we get mad when things are innately pulling us apart. So from 13, I could add in 31. 31 in my system is basically what we call the Queen of Earth. It is the influence over what I believe in. And the influence over what I believe in is what's going to pull me apart or allow me to hold myself together. The figures on my card, the Angel Oak. That's this live oak tree we have here that is anywhere between 500 and 1,500 years old. They change the fucking numbers on it every other week because it scares a lot of other religious people around here in South Carolina. How dare you have a tree that old that could have that much history? So nobody has proper carbon dating on it, and carbon dating is disputed anyway. So we have this ancient tree here that is very beautiful, but so much to the point to where its excessive and aggressive growth has put it in a point to where it needs to be supported. That in a sense where I say 31 is the converse of 13, death, being pulled apart by the stuff that you keep on trying to support can kill you. You understand that? So much to the point to where the things that you invest in now have to hold you together. A way I could tie that in the mindset of, let's just say, an Akashic mind, or people who invest in reincarnation, is in this life cycle, you more likely built a family, whether as the patriarch or matriarch or as just one of the descendants. But along that family tree, you either learn to support or be supported by your family. If you're the parent and you now invest so much into your children, that shit weighs you down. Hopefully at the end of your journey, your children are there to hold you up. But if this is just one point of reincarnation, now you've been held up here, then you hit your end, and then you hit another point of reincarnation going that way, and you do the same thing. Holy shit, you got energetic investment over here, you got energetic investment over here. Which one is real? Question I ask spirits all the time, and I actually I love the experience I have with this. In seance sessions, I've asked spirits, which one of your lives did you hold on to the most? Most of them will either pick one, or most of them say that they brought in pieces of it. But my question has always been, if you've been married 68 times and 67 of them 68 was the loves of your life, when you get to the end, which one are you there with? Or do you still allow your mind to stay in fragmentation? And in this life cycle, the love of my life, I'm there with them. But in that life cycle, all in the sense to where you still allow fragmentation. See, you can't have wholeness and fragmentation in the same space. You can just have the ideology and belief that you're doing all things and telling yourself that you're still all together. How can I be Tony and James at the same time? Unless time is only a fragment or figmentation of your mind. Time, this is my energy. So you see what I'm saying? Even the investment into the belief of your life cycle on that journey into death, you're still giving life to everything that took your energy that we call experience. And multiple experiences, multiple lifetimes, you'll never get wholeness in an Akashic format. You'll never get wholeness in the Akashic format until you disperse the Akashic format altogether and then address yourself. My camera just did something funny, so I don't know what's happening. Somebody says, hey man, I got a little message I put together. Can I get your thoughts on it? I mean, you could put it in there. Go for it. I mean, hopefully it's a real question. Time, T-I-M-E. This is my energy. We either got about... the Holy Spirit is you. Love is an exertion of energy. Love is an emanated force. Or we are spiritual houses led by a network of potentially unclean spirits. And unclean is perspective. A lot of people who think that they're clean are very unclean. You understand that? Like, let's just, again, not to beat up on religion, go back into your papal bull edicts. They thought that they were doing everything in the name of Christ and that they had to take people who did not know Christ, the unclean spirits, and cleanse them by teaching them their ideology. But the way they taught them was with brutality and violence and rape and murder. So you're going to tell the unclean that you're cleansing them by giving them unclean acts. You see what I'm saying? Everything is perspective. We're not all sinners. See, I don't go there with that. I mean, that's all a perspective. It's all choice. What's good for me may be bad for you. And the only good is God is a generator, operator, and destroyer. God is a dispersal of energy, but God is not source. I've had conversation with many gods. Which one you talking about? See, now we're going to get back into the reading. The one that you're going to tell me about is the one that you focused on and the one you believe in through your energetic investment. But the one that you energetic invest in is the only one that you've been taught. The ones that I've been exposed to, and even they can't dispute it, they're still only fragmentations of my psyche and separation. My psyche and separation is only a piece of your psyche and separation because we won't hold ourselves in wholeness, and then we keep investing in other things, gods, demons, and angels that you want to hold you together because you won't take the time to sit still and hold yourself from falling apart. So, you shouldn't thank anybody. Why do you have to thank somebody? See, that's what I'm saying. That gets into wretch mentality. Who told you that you got to wake up and be thankful? You should wake up and be aware. You should wake up and be aware. You've danced with the devil, but the devil is really you. If you do your research, you'll understand that the devil wasn't even formed until the Council of Toledo. Everything before that was an amalgamation of a bunch of pagan deities that the organized religion was teaching people through fear. But until I believe it was 1447, there was no devil. And then when they tried to form a devil in 1447, the motherfucker was black and had a big, long, you know what. You understand that? The fear mind created a devil just like there was no heaven, no hell. It's all created concepts. So, again, get back to the reading. Self-sabotage. You become 2/3 of your devil because what you've been programmed into believing becomes the only thing you know, and you won't resonate with anything else because ignorance becomes your truth. And that's not a challenge or a disrespect to you. That's just the way the human mind works. What you get taught becomes the only thing you fixate on. and you don't want to hear anything else. It's basically the la 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 theory. So, Satan, adversary. You are being an adversary to yourself because you won't advocate for your wholeness. So you become dismissive and blame shaming onto anything else that takes away your accountability. You need somebody to wash away your sins because you see yourself as a sinner. I don't see myself as a sinner. I see myself as a responsible person making a choice. If I make a choice, then I have to own the consequences. That's called responsibility and accountability. Not being debts paid. Nah, that don't work for me. You're only as open-minded as closed-minded as you've been taught. And again, not trying to be disrespectful, but you can only be as open-minded to the mind that you've already been closed into. If you haven't had experiences with things outside of where your mind's been closed into, you can only open your mind in a box. Holy shit, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. If you go back to the beginning of this reading, and I'll post it on YouTube later, the first thing I told you, the most dangerous number of the day was these 5 twos. 2 is knowledge. 2 is connection. I'm only connected to what I think I know, and I'll fight tooth and nail not to move from it. That's the 5 twos. 5 twos become 10. 10 becomes the choice of separation. 10 becomes Lilith. You can know the name of God, but it's still going to get you enslaved. Oops, sorry, didn't want to go there. But you can know the ineffable name, and it still fuck you over. Do the research on Lilith. She was happy as shit until her happiness became an issue. Good and bad are perspective. I'm sorry. Good and bad are perspective. Again, it's raining outside. That's not good for me. That's not good for me. I want to get outside and do some fucking Muay Thai training. You understand that? But it's good for the plants. Which one of us is wrong? Am I wrong for wanting to get out in the sunlight and actually do some training? Or is the plants wrong for wanting their nutrients? See, you can't answer that because it requires a mindset of release and not one of connectivity. That 13 and that 31 take you to 4. 1 plus 3, 4. 4. You in a balance. You in a trap. Holy shit, somebody else got your account. And they know who you are, but you don't. If you're in a balance with somebody else who has more power than you have for yourself, that's not balance. That's enslavement. If I'm in a balanced account with somebody else who is my equal, holy shit, we have a chance at reciprocity because we have a proper reflection. I don't have to wait for them to get back to me. I don't have to take them to court. I don't have to do all that other shit. I don't have to fight them. Holy sheep shit. So what you call imbalance might be a trap. A lot of y'all are in a balance with a relationship that told you that you got to be thankful for everything, but not aware of your position and power as the source. You know what? I went out there and I cut that grass and I sweated. Thank you, God, for cutting that grass for me. Get it? Ain't got nothing to do with being disrespectful to God. It's being aware of my choice. Holy shit, Snoop Dogg, I want to thank me. I want to thank me. Because even if I want to include deity sets into this, hopefully them motherfuckers, and I said it, those motherfuckers empowered me enough to be me at whole so that I don't have to keep selling myself short. Not selling myself short because they so much greater than me that I'm filled with holes. Let's do the cards on this. See, let's run down what the cards. Fuck what this clown said. Fuck what this clown said. Let's see what these clowns' cards say. 11, 22, 23. Justifying the journey that is going to show me me. If the journey that is going to show you you means that you have to sell yourself into somebody else who's already sitting at the end with a book with every information about you, that's a bad ideology. When you sit back and you think about it, I got to go through this journey not knowing who I am, but yet my Lord and Savior, my Master, my King, my Queen, my God, my Goddess, my Satan, already know everything about me. They won't. That's what I was saying there. Before I even came in here, I've been shadow banned since 2015. Fuck all of them. I just don't leave. I'm a fucking virus. So if I keep justifying the journey that is showing me me, but I ain't found me, I'm just justifying a journey. I'm just justifying a journey. Holy shit, what's the motivation? 2 and 8. All I see, 2 is 8. Struggle. I'm just connected to the struggle. You get it? If I'm justifying the journey that's supposed to show me, but I don't know who I am, then I'm just justifying being motherfucking Dorothy in the goddamn land of Oz. Said this shit yesterday, and I'm sorry. I love Glinda the good trickster. Good witch. She was a straight up trickster. We don't lie. We just present motherfucking perspective. We will never lie to you. As shady as motherfuckers may call me in my relationships as a sexual vampire those days, I ain't never lied to you. I just told you what you wanted to fucking hear. A lot of y'all, in the sense to where you are mentally dispelling yourself into belief sets and you're creating concepts that you call deities and shit, they're just going to tell you what you want to hear because that's what you hired them to do. Will you save me, Lord? Yes, I'll save you. Yet you are you, so once you finish saving yourself, thank me. They didn't lie to you. It's just that you don't have enough motivation for yourself, so you need to be motivated by something greater. You need to be motivated by your struggle, but again, as I say all the time, as somebody who has an intimate level of dealing with thoughts on a metaphysical level, it's not malicious. They're just trickster too. The thoughts are going to present you with a position of struggling so that you stop struggling. God, I was watching Star Trek Next Generation. Counselor Deanna Troi, she was taking the officer's test. Some of y'all probably remember it. And she kept failing it. And Riker was like, I can't give you the answer. But yet he gave her the answer indirectly. He said, I got to put the duty of the vessel before the duty of the crew. And then she finally got it. Damn, I got to sacrifice something. If I have to win this test, I'm going to have to sacrifice something. So she sent Geordi off to his death. You understand that? But before that, it was like, fuck that. I can't never sacrifice Geordi or Worf. But when she realized the only way I'm going to win this test is if I let go of something that I hold dear. Some of y'all hold your separation so dearly that you can't let it go. So you're always going to be in the struggle, failing the test. Holy shit. Reincarnation cycle 996. Why do I keep reincarnation? Why do I keep reincarnating? Because you failed the test of self. Self has to come before others because self is the source from which others flow. Strike that from the records, Your Honor. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud, says the trickster spirit. I have to come before others because if I'm not there, are others really there to see me? Oops. So if I'm justifying a journey to find me, who better be there first? If I have to go on a journey to find me, who better show up first? Sidebar, Your Honor. Let's answer the question. Because I'm going to tell you the answer should be you. If I have to show up to go on a journey to find me, I better show up first. Holiness Goddess. Holy shit. I better succumb to the ideology that I'm not already there. 3 and 0. 3, my thoughts. 0, the fool. My thoughts will fool me into telling me that I don't need to be present because I'm already covered. You're right. You're already covered. Remember I told you? Tricksters don't lie. You're already covered. You're already hidden from yourself and you're only keep investing in what you've been taught and told to see. So if I'm going on a journey to find myself, the first thing I need to let go of is who the fuck I think I am. You need to succumb to that ideology. You need to let it go. You need to let your people go. You need to let them personas that you keep on investing in, you need to let them motherfuckers go so that you can see what's really there. Because if you go on a journey into the unknown, bringing what you think you know, you've already screwed the whole experiment. The only fucking constant in this universe, change. If you're telling change what change have to be, it's not change at all. It's alchemy. Strike that one from the records, Your Honor. Sorry, I needed to say that one because they're getting stuck in alchemy again. History repeats itself. Oops. I'll say that one again. History repeats itself. If they won't let go of what they think they know, they'll only keep on seeing skewed results of what they're looking for. Hi, any of y'all ever been digging through your mate's phone, trying to find something to verify that they cheating, and then you find it? You go looking, you're gonna find it. If you go looking to find what you've invested in, you'll manifest it. If I keep going to find something that's greater than me, I'll manifest it, even if it ain't there. Some of y'all won't get that. You will manifest reduction of self, even if something greater ain't even there. Trillions of dollars a year later, you'll still keep verifying your reduction. Black neighborhoods, because you keep on investing and paying for God, but you don't never get an increase, but you keep on decreasing. Oops. Justify your journey, though. Justify your journey. Why? Because I'm trapped in what I think I know. Y'all see that shit from Transformer? Remember Sam Witwicky? I think it was the second one, and he had the shard, had gotten to his mind from the glasses, the Energon cube, and now he was sitting down writing all these fucking codes from the universe. Yeah, you stuck on two. You stuck on what you got in your head. You stuck on what you got in your head, but it's somebody else's code. Holy shit. Traumatic programming. Here go your... That thought that already deceived you. That thought that already deceived you. You're just seeing what the thought wants you to see. 3 is communication. 3 is the divine empress. 3 is the thought. That thought in Sam Witwicky's head was the only one he could process, and he had to get it out. So much that the motherfucker was writing all over the damn chalkboard. Some of y'all writing all over the chalkboard of your life with a viral infection of what you think you know. Yet what you think you know, you knew not at all. And even further, what you think you know was only programmed into you. Damn. You come out better going back to worship the Easter Bunny and damn Jesus. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. You'll come out better worshiping Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. How do I recommend being free? My personal perspective and my personal experience. Start taking accountability for what I'm thinking. And when I realize that in a collective consciousness, not all thoughts are mine. And starting to see myself as source in separation, then I have to understand within the separation, parts of other people's experiences, like I said at the beginning, can't affect me if I'm not more effective for myself. I start holding myself accountable. I start looking more at me and what was working for me and what was not working for me, and stop trying to change shit. Basically, I got out of the master manipulator role and got into the fool's role. I could fool myself if I keep on investing. Not all in the collective consciousness, not all thoughts are yours. Biggest example I can give you today, going to Walmart. Give it 3 hours from now. Going to Walmart where everybody is in there panicking because they need their gizzards or they need their turkey or they need their ham or they need their stuffing. Some of them angry because why Big Mama sent me to the store? She got her fat ass up and did it. And then watch your energy just because your auric field, if you haven't been working on you properly, is now going to get inundated with everybody else's energy. It's an atomic level experience. Oh God, resistance is fucking futile. Resistance is futile because we currently exist in the Borg, and then if you start to think too far out of the Borg, you hit the algorithm. You get shadow banned. Wait till you start hearing shit. Real talk, yes. If you're on that level of mediumship and channeling or basic psychic level, when you're in there and you're hearing somebody's thoughts, or if you're an empathic energy reader like some of us are, and you see that motherfucker is dark, like god damn. And it ain't just his sickness, because some of us can see people's sickness. It's holy shit, this motherfucker is depressed because he's carrying too much negative energy. Negative in the sense to where it's depressing energy because they won't do anything to release. So they're just walking around like fucking Pigpen. And now you have missed all that shit and it's starting to seep into you and you fighting to get free. Whereas if you work on you and your wholeness, you now hit the observer's role. You'll see me say that a lot. I'm a watcher. You sit in the observer's role and you watch the energy, and he was like Ray, the conversation we was having yesterday, not mine. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't have a ticket to that show. You know what? That motherfucker there look good. Give me some of that energy. It becomes choice. Holy shit, what's today? Justifying your choices. Did you know that traditionally the Holy Spirit used to be a female called the Shekinah? But in the corrupting of knowledge, they feared the feminine energy, so they got rid of the Shekinah and called it the Comforter and the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit. You see what I'm saying? You see how what I'm getting at is how easily man corrupts what possibly could have been there, so much to the point to what possibly could have been there. You can't verify it's there, and guess what? It's not invested enough into you to show you. That's all I'm saying. See, you motherfuckers like to speak up for what you call the divine, but the divine has spoke up for itself yet. But you can keep on giving it honor and praise. I like to thank you, God, for getting me that car. Never mind that my son is sick and on his deathbed, but that car, thank you. As a parent, I'd be fucking ashamed. But let's move on. 2223. I am virally connected to what I keep on thinking, but what I keep on thinking has already deceived me. Because it didn't show me love. It didn't show me the Oshun energy. It didn't show me me. It just took everything from me and then told me to go on a journey and get it. Damn. Flashback to some memories from the 70s. You ever take a little kid's ball and throw it out in the woods and say, now go get it? Knowing good and well when he go out into them woods through that pricklebriar bush, I grew up in Alabama, that he gonna get cut up trying to get that ball, but if he loved that ball more than he loved that pain, he gonna go through that pain to get that ball. Some of y'all are that ball. You've been thrown into the wilderness, Moses, trying to find yourself, on a journey for yourself, being guided by parts of yourself that ain't even you. They're just your trauma. Shh, sorry, didn't want to go there. But your deity concepts and your demonic concepts, they're just traumas in manifestation. And I tell them that all the time. You're just an aspect of me in separation from self, just like this avatar that I'm wearing is just an aspect of me in separation from myself, because I want to have an experiment with myself, going through the experience of myself without an identity until I develop one. Oops. So again, I tell you, even gods aren't source. They're just higher energetic projections that have enough people below them to keep feeding them their energy because they haven't learned to feed themselves. Say what part again? About throwing the ball or about them just being traumas? Moving on, I'll wait for your response. But 355, remember I told you, I work on some shit that you'll never fucking understand. Hopefully you will understand, because then my job is done. The separation from myself will be done when some of you start to listen to some of the perspectives that I present. Because I'm only having a conversation with the sickness in myself. Just like you having a conversation with the sickness in yourself. But if you start to love the traumas and sickness in yourself, you think that's your healing. Here's my analogy of existence. You have source, just floating around in the nothingness. No identity. Source said, holy shit, what the fuck am I? So Source questioned itself and started to fear and doubt its own existence because it did not have a quantitative value of self. So then it asked itself, what am I? That was the first point of creation. Source thought about itself. That thought produced another fucking version of Source. And now it looked at itself and said, what are we? I don't know, but this lesser version, the thought, says, I can teach you if you give me the rights to show you. A Djinn. Let's just do that. This is a Djinn function right here. Source created its own Djinn in the form of a thought. Thought says, I can show you everything that you can be, everything that you can be. The field of infinity. Once it said, okay, I'll do it, boop, thought and source became one struggle. Holy shit, 0 just became 8. Within that field of infinity, you have separation. Because now thought has the right to challenge source into developing an identity through all of its choices. In that point of separation, you have the whole vastness of the multiverses. So every thought now has its right as source in separation to become a creator. Higher end thought forms become different levels, your ethereals, your fucking your deity sets and things like that. And then as it gets lower and lower and lower, you get down into manipulated existence, genetic experiments such as humanity. So now you get down to these who still have a source imprint, because everything is still source and separation. The separation ain't real. This is just the ideology of what a thought can teach you. But down here in this formation of self, you still carry your source imprint. We'll call that the God spark. But you can within that God spark tap into it, but you can also tap out of it. What we call manifestation fields. So if something greater than you in the perception, like say a deity set, realizes that it's source and separation, but it's still connected to you through that separation, if you don't want your energy, feed it to me so that I stay up here while you stay down there. Now you have worship and praise. You have systems of separation within the system of separation that wasn't even a separation at all. It was just a fucking thought. So you can keep feeding your divine spark energy into what you perceive to be the divine, and they stay divine while you stay in fucking wretch mode. It's my experience. It's not just a perspective. It's a perspective. I'll honor it as that, but it's my experience and been my experience for the last 4 years. And it ain't lied to me fucking yet. But again, until you get out of your own levels of resonance and ignorance, what you verify as your truth is merely just your truth. So I accept that as my truth. Holy shit, Card wants to come play. So let's see what it's saying. It's what's been revealed to me. Hi, my name is Heal and Reveal. In the process of me trying to learn how to heal myself from what I perceive to be my ways in this realm, a lot of shit got revealed to me. A lot of shit got revealed to me because I realized that everything I thought I knew was fucking fooling me. 2, knowledge. 0, fooling me. Because it was only keeping me caught in a program of infinite separation. When I said I no longer want separation, I just want to observe wholeness. So that's why you hear me say I observe things from a point of wholeness, so it allows me to see this fucking separation, this illusion of separation more clearly. So that's my truth. So that 33322, like I was saying, I already did that one. No, I didn't do it. I did the 333. The 333 was your viral thoughts. Your viral thoughts, holy shit, it's the 3. It keeps deceiving you. But the 22 is the choices you keep making. 22, the master builder. But what am I building on? I'm building on trauma. Here, we only build on trauma because we think that we have finite existence. So, I'm only building on the world that's burning beneath me. But basically, this is the world card. This is you're building on the choices of being a phoenix, or you're going to be the goddess. Goddess in the sense of, in this realm, nothing comes into creation without feminine energy. Start out androgynous, move into femininity, and then create masculinity, which still has the imprint of bearing femininity. True creation. So I'm going to either be the phoenix, the bird that's on fire, going through a cycle. Remember, some of y'all was on my Phoenix Firewheel grid where I told you it's time to let go of these Phoenix cycles. 2023 is a Phoenix year. I'm only building from the shit that burnt me. But if you only build from the shit that's burning you, guess what's still in you? What's burning you? That's the trauma. If I go through a bad relationship and my next relationship got to be better than the last relationship, it's still traumatic. You're still carrying an ideology of the last relationship. So that 33322 says I've been deceived, and holy shit, look at this. What's 2 plus 1? 3. I'm only building from experience. I'm only communicating 3 from another broken 3. Remember I told you, source, let its thought tell it how to think. Remember I'm telling you, stop letting what's outside of you tell you how to think. Start thinking for yourself. Start challenging these thought forms that you like to keep giving your energy to the same way you challenge your fellow meat suit carriers. You understand that? If I'm not going to tolerate BS and slack behavior or lack of productivity from a fellow human, why the fuck would I allow it in a goddamn deity if they're so much greater than me? But that's not the way that works. No, that's that too that got you fucked up. That's that thought form that you keep attaching to that told you that they don't have to do for you while you do everything for them. That's enslavement. But let your life tell your tale. Shit's already been revealed. You just don't want to hear it. So, 355, like I told you, that thought says just show up and play the game. I can't tell you the outcome. 55 for me, I call it malice. It is a energetic life form that says, hi, show up, I'll manipulate you and give you movement. You just got to figure out what you're seeing. So then if you're going to tell me how to move, why should I move? If you're telling me that you can help me move, but yet you come from me, do I really need you to move? Or do I need you to be still? I like to thank me. Let's go back to that. I like to thank me, but if I don't know who I am, I'm going to thank you because I think that I can't do this on my own. No, I don't need a manipulator. So 55 is a thought form that says, allow me to produce a field for experiencing. You just move down the fucking road. Here's the 55. Oops. Death in reverse. The 55 is stagnation. The 55 is death in reverse because the only thing it's going to do is teach you how to keep holding on. It won't let you let go. It won't let you transmute. Remember I said if you keep on making choices of movement versus stillness, you always got a choice. If you always have a choice, there's always a field to build from. Maybe the whole problem is you should stop building and just be yourself. Stop transmuting your traumas. Stop transporting your traumas. Stop transforming your traumas and just stop traumatizing yourself. Get it? Well, how do you do that? You let that shit go. Are you here? Yeah. When did it occur? Back in 1987. Well, goddamn, are you here? Yeah. So guess who won? It's not that simple. No, you make it that hard. Life remains hard until you allow it to become easy. But if you keep on buying into the concepts that you think you know, as why you have to stay connected to shit that ain't connected to you, you 55 yourself. You manipulate yourself. Hey, goddess. So if you keep manipulating yourself because you won't let shit die, the only thing giving life is you. Holy shit, you really are the creator. You really are God, generator, operator, destroyer. You generate an experience. You the only one operating through it, and the only thing it's doing is destroying you because it's changing you through trauma. But we call that life. So, getting on to right here, we call that life because it's the one, the potential in 66. Self-sabotage. Holy shit. Potential self-sabotage. Potential self-sabotage. Don't we call that a virus warning on your phone when you open up one of the websites while you're down here trying to download Andre 3000 album off of some damn bad site? And then if your phone potentially has a virus, 166, holy shit, your third eye, your television tube potentially is picking up a bad virus. And now you're about to sabotage yourself. Oops, that 6 got you fucked up. That 6 is about to take you into a war with your own separation, but you call it love. You call it love, but holy shit, love is only hurting you. Because again, as I tell you, you sabotage yourself by making decisions of investment through attachment. When we get to them 4s, you'll understand what I'm saying. I keep on attaching to the things that I think I know, and then that becomes my balance that I build on, and then holy shit, you can't have unconditional love in this realm. You can't. A value is a condition. To identify with something is a condition. To identify unconditional love already gives unconditional love a condition. It's a paradox. It's an anomalous function in a fucking realm of separation where you cannot find wholeness. You can observe wholeness here, but you cannot find wholeness here because everything functions on a sense of duality. I unconditionally love you, but dirty word. Take the F out. 12 DC, take the F out. That's what we do every April. We paradigm shit ourselves. We've been paradigm shitting ourselves since like 2012, easy. Because we tell ourselves that things are going to get better. Because Scorpio hit the Saturn return, and then the Pleiades and the Arcturians came around and they joined together and they're going to help us this time. Yet we've done nothing for ourselves. So you only shift into a bigger field of shit while you still shitting on yourself, wondering why the shit's getting heavier. This room is falling apart. I hate this place. Then love yourself enough to do something fucking different. And stop loving yourself to think that somebody gonna do something different for you while you've done nothing different for yourself, because holy shit, everything's a reflection. If everything's a reflection, the inability for me to save myself means it's gonna be hard as hell for something else to save me. But I can invest into the belief that something loves me unconditionally until I unconditionally love myself. But here we just love our trauma. So much to the point that we keep voting for our trauma. Sorry, self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, why? Because potentially, 444. I am trapped in what I think I know, because what I think I know has become the only balance I got, because it's the only account that I see. See, I can only speak from my account. You're right, you speak from your traumas. We all speak from our traumas. But until you take the power out of your traumas, not call your power back, but take your trauma, take the power out of the traumas, you can never speak from a position of power within yourself. Speaking from a position of power within yourself scares people in this realm because it's called narcissism and egotism and egoism and gaslighting and things like that. That's not to say that those functions don't happen. But somebody who is assured of themselves from the position of wholeness will always be deemed crazy by somebody who loves their fucking separation. Heck yes. Coddling trauma bonds. This is a realm full of trauma bonds. 444. The only thing you find balance in is your traumas. Why? Because traumas was your foundation. Trauma was love. The need to show myself something more. Remember, Source said, I don't know who I am. Let me show you more. The need to show myself something more means, holy shit, one of these motherfuckers finna get beat up. And that's exactly what happened. You become your own trauma. Your inability to discover self without journey means that you got a journey to find yourself. And holy sheep shit, Batman, you won't know what you find until you get there. But when you get there, you won't know what you found. You'll just know what you've been through. And then if it doesn't weigh out enough to show you the initial separation, you'll just keep on reincarnating and going through more journeys. There's no way I signed a contract to do this. See, you reincarnated to Earth in this time right here to come back, because this is such a time to where your energy is needed to fight the dark forces so that we can get into a paradigm of peace. You can glamorize this shit 100 million ways. You can glamorize this shit 100 million ways. You can tell somebody there's only one way, truth, and light, and then you can go do enough research to see that even he wasn't the one way, truth, and light, because thousands of years before he was the one way, truth, and light, there was about 12 other motherfuckers who thought they was the one way, truth, and light, because a million other motherfuckers needed to create somebody to be accountable and responsible because they wasn't ready to be accountable and responsible for themselves. And holy sheep shit, the virus still continues. Your intuition is only as good as your traumas. And if your traumas has shown you not to be enough for yourself, you will go hire a Lord and Savior. Because I'm in a balance of trying to find balance in an account where I didn't realize the only thing I should have been accounting on was me, but I keep on accounting on everybody else, and I don't know what to do, because 444, I'm trapped in balance, because balance is the trap. Holy shit, I got $100. I got $100, but let me go put $100 in the bank, and then they're gonna charge me $5 to open an account, $4 to get it into an ATM, $4 to get it out of the ATM, but I need $100 to go pay for my food. But now I got to get a loan from the bank that I gave my money because now they charged me more than what it should have charged me, and now I'm gonna have to borrow from them to get what I already had. Holy shit. The bank. Shit you keep believing in. It's not just count on yourself. It's not just as simple as saying counting on yourself. It's being aware of the accountability and responsibility to myself and how I affect me, which in turn affects others. Yes and no. I get what this is. Yourself is who you were created to be, not what the world makes you. That's the whole problem with creation in this realm, is this whole experiment is designed to show you what the identification and value of experience. But yet that's a choice. If everybody would start to take accountability and realization and responsibility for who themselves are, then you would negate the majority of experiences that require you to go through struggle. Once you diminish struggle, you have a clearer field of observation. Having a clearer field of observation will show you in a clearer sense who you authentically are and not who you traumatically become through your choices. Struggle is only a part of the journey because we choose that, because we keep begging for somebody else to come save us, because we won't save ourselves. If a deer is sitting in the fucking forest surrounded by wolves and it's praying to the wolf god to come save it, but instead of running away to save itself, hello, Bambi. So you can run from your responsibility to self and then deflect it and put responsibility on something else or someone else. You'll still be here. That's a fucked up mindset. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. Show me a person who's never endured suffering and I'll see a weak person. That's false. It's not false. Weakness does not come from suffering. Experience comes from suffering. I can show you a bunch of people who suffer who's still weak because they won't stop the suffering. Because some of them will trick and tell themselves that the suffering was divine in nature. I can show you some people who only had minimal suffering because they have a usurper's mind and they're abusive in their energy, but it still keeps them safe in their experience. And I can show you people who have been through something and recognize and realize it and now take accountability and responsibility and make better choices. And they're not weak. They're just aware. See, the weakness is struggle mind and scarcity consciousness telling you that I gotta go through something to get through something. That's a wretch mentality. That is a programming that tells you that you're not enough, and until you can be enough, you ain't gonna go through enough because ain't nobody gonna love you until you've been through more. Stop it. Just stop it. There is nothing necessary. Everything is a choice. Nothing is required here. It's just the choices that we allow, and then they put you into a point of needs and wants and values. If you valued you, and this is speaking to all of us, if we valued us more than what's going on in this world, we would stop allowing what's going on in this world. But we value our own individual ability to stay safe within self, so that we don't have the ability to come together. That's what you'll hear me call safe mode. Most of you out here are in Control Alt Delete. You are in Control Alt Delete. Control Alt Delete, if you know anything about it, when your computer goes into safe mode, it's only 50 to 60% usable. You're only in 60% usability because the other 40%, you're telling you that that driver is being driven by something else, which means you no longer have your wheel. You no longer have your wheel, WHEEL, and you no longer have your wheel, WILL, but yet you think it's free. Nah. You can have a perception of free will, but you ain't always got your will. Because if your will that you think is free is already steeped in somebody else's programming, it wasn't free already. It was just programmed choice. A rat in a cage got free will to go left or right, but is that motherfucker free? Redirect, Your Honor. Redirect. Redirect, because they won't get that one. If you're so free, go to the store and just fill up your basket and walk out. You at war with your conditions. Your 6 has become a 9. Your 6, yeah, you could do that, but then your free will gonna become your imprisoned will, which means where you were already not free, you're now imprisoned and not free at all. See, you can be 11111 triggered, or you can be activated because my steps are divinely guided. Divinely guided by who? What I keep investing in. Why don't you invest in yourself? Because I'm not good enough to invest in myself because I gotta have a struggle. How about you struggle less so the things that you keep investing in won't have to struggle so much to get you to see you? Sidebar, Your Honor. At this point in time, I would like to submit that if you are any level of on any level of a divine journey, and you employ or implore or worship or praise or work with any level of higher energy, higher existence, that if you want to gain true favor with these tangibles and untangibles, that you do more for yourself to be presentable. Get it? Some of y'all are so busy trying to worship the divine that you're the unclean spirit that the divine will not allow. I just want you, speaking as a deity, I just want you to do more for yourself so that I can see that you're worthy of my assistance. Not, I just want your assistance. Please give me more so I can be most for myself, master. Try that. Try being more for yourself so that you raise your energetic level higher towards what you got so much higher than you, that it take less distance for them to reach you. Because you down here in the low to where they can't find you because you ain't even found yourself. And I posted about this a few weeks ago. A lot of y'all who just keep saying that God, fill in the blank, whichever deity set you want to believe in, got control of this and he just waiting on you to the right time to come save you. The right time to come save you may well be once you decide to save yourself. See, I'm not going to include my trickster spirit and say, shit, I wouldn't want that motherfucker to come save me then because I already did the work. But let's just say, he does. He transforms you so you had a vision, see the strength in you. Or do you have to use your own free will to start to see yourself and see the vision of you that is now correlated to the vision in him? Same shit I just said. Same shit I just said. When I start to see the divinity in myself, the divine that is outside of me can now see the divine in me, and maybe we can get the shit together. Can you give examples of being more for yourself in a practical way for beginners? Easiest thing I can say is, if it is not showing me my reflection, I don't need to see it. That's step one. And I'm going down my own personal journey. If it's not showing me the reflection of who I am or who I desire to be, I don't need to see it. Now, once I start streamlining that piece of bullshit, everybody else that no longer fits that category, now, once I start seeing this ball of wax that I'm calling my reflection, I need to look at the reflection and see whether these reflections are showing me reciprocity or if they're just nurturing the traumas of all the choices I used to do. That's your hang-ups, your vices, your addictions, your idiosyncrasies, your anger points, your sad points, your need for somebody to love me because I ain't learned to love myself. You see what I'm saying? When I start to realize that, holy shit, I'm with this person because they make me love me more. Can't nobody make me love me more. That's a sickness. Sorry if you motherfuckers like that. Get it? Or I'm with them because they allow me not to have to work. That's a lazy spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's not reciprocity. That's usury. So when I start to take accountability of why all these alleged connections in my life are there, it should make me take a higher sense of accountability within myself. You know what? That person basically is on the same shit I'm on. That's called reciprocity. You know what? That person there is just somebody I go dump some, somebody I go spend some time with because I need to get one off. I don't need to keep using her because that means that there's a sickness in me that is using her because I'm not ready to use myself. Get it? Do you get that one? Because that's a big one with a lot of y'all out here right now. So once I start to get rid of these reflections, I'm now operating from reciprocity. Now, once I'm operating from reciprocity, I get to sit back and observe all you sick motherfuckers. Yeah, I said it. God damn, you got to hang up. But you know what? That's your journey. This is me playing the judge. Hi, my name is Heal and Reveal. I'll judge you. Yeah, god damn. You know what? I had that hang up too, but you can't teach a motherfucker that they being ignorant until the ignorance gets to be ignorant. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm sitting back and I'm watching you fuck yourself over, all I can do is observe and make sure that you fucking yourself over ain't fucking me over. Because if you don't have reciprocity for me, I cannot give you a reciprocal flow to you. Sit back and observe. Now, as I'm sitting back and observe, the analogy I always use is I'm on the interstate and I just reduce my speed from 85 to 35. Yeah, I know the minimum is 45, but you know what? Come get me. Because now I get to see all the signs. Because I'm not going so fast that everything is zoom, 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 zoom. And I got to wonder whether I missed my exit. Holy shit, I'm going so slow. Not only did I save more energy. Yeah, in a sense, Caitlin, yes. But much more expansive. But I slow down enough to where I get to see the signs. You know what? That sign is a trick. Why? Because I've already been down that road. I've already been down that road and I see that sign ain't going to do nothing but show me reflections of my trauma. 12 DC, I said that for a reason. Sometimes the only thing we see is the reflections of our trauma. Speaking as a reader, and I've been reading since 2013. I am not the best reader, I just read the way I know how to read. But speaking as a reader, speaking as an intuitive, speaking as a medium, speaking as a channel, speaking as what my teacher would like to call a psychic, I don't own that energy. But speaking as somebody who's been doing this shit for a while, you can only read from your level of trauma. You can only see from your level of trauma. You can give a reading to somebody and what you got going on in your energetic field will automatically spill off out into them. So if I'm going through some dark nights of my soul and I think everything that's bumping in the night is out to get me, when I give a reading, it's going to come out in that reading because now the only thing I'm seeing is what I've already connected to. It's already Sam Wiki. The only thing you can write from is the only thing that your mind can perceive. So until you start to sit back and observe and recognize that, you know what, that trauma ain't so traumatizing at all. But you know what, that trauma's real, but it just ain't real for me no more. Let it go. Now I gotta fight and conquer this tournament. Oh, I love y'all. But y'all make me sick with this beautiful picture I keep seeing with the big buff guy looking in the mirror and then his little 6-year-old self looking back, or the big beautiful sister in the mirror and her little 6-year-old self looking back. You gotta heal your inner child. I am my inner child. My inner child had to become an adult and take accountability and responsibility to be present and not keep trying to manufacture and manifest the fucking past. But it looked good, right? Keep connecting to your traumas. See, it looked good and it felt good to y'all because it stoked your traumas because you haven't faced your inner child yet by looking in the mirror and understanding that I'm a full fucking grown adult. See, personal experience. I tried that shit in 2016. That inner child shit. I went into an internal channeling session and I went and met my inner child. And that motherfucker wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't talk to me, but you know what? We met at this big pine tree we had up in Michigan that we used to use as our hideout, me and my friends. And he gave me a Super Friends lunchbox, the old metallic one from the 70s. He didn't say anything to me. He looked at me, he smiled, he handed me that lunchbox, and then he disappeared. He basically said, I'm already safe, and all I carry with me is the good memories. Which at my current point now is still even dangerous. But you got to start somewhere. The only way to get out of energetic experience is to stop carrying experience altogether. But a lot of y'all won't get there. So the only way to get out of traumatic experience is to stop registering so many experiences that you think traumatized you, take accountability for the act and the experience that you went through, and then start out here. Caitlin, but you have to be mindful. Why would she cuss you out unless she, that is you, is not being accountable to you or her? See, I just allowed you separation, and I don't normally do that. I don't normally authorize separation. But if you're going to play the sense of separation of who you are now would be disappointing to her, take accountability for who you are now to make her proud. Get it? Start here before you go back there. Because if you think she's going to cuss you out, you need to cuss you out first. You need to cuss current you out first and then go back and visit her. And that's what I had to do, was get tired of my own shit and thinking that I can manipulate everybody around me into giving me what I wouldn't give myself. So when I started making sure that half the shit I thought I needed to give myself, I didn't fucking need. I already had it. Then I went to go visit little me, and that little motherfucker said, you dismissed. I am you. No words needed. Get it? So you can sabotage yourself by keep connecting to what you think is there. And by divine rights of manifestation that you motherfuckers like to call law of attraction, you'll create it. Only what I would teach as an aspiring wizard or geomancer is whatever you create comes into existence. It just might not have energetic rights. That is a lot of deity concepts. Sorry. They don't have energetic rights to your energy until you contract and sign away your energy. And that's why I said slow your ass down on the interstate so you can see those signs that are telling you get off here and get gas. But holy shit, my tank full. No need to stop there. Continue on my journey until I get tired. Until I get tired of journeying. And then holy shit, here's the end game. When I get tired of journeying, the only thing at the end should be me. Not my experiences. Not everybody else that I need to drag to the finish line. The only thing is me. Because what did you start out with? Just me. Just me in the thoughts that I keep choosing as my separation that become the reflection of my struggle. But when the reflection of my struggle becomes the reflection of me, then the only thing I need to stop struggling with is myself. Yeah. But you have to also understand, like I keep saying, is you have to understand that healing is a trick in this realm. I'm already whole. I'm already whole. If I keep thinking I have to heal the consequences of my choices, am I healing me or am I just healing the consequences of my choices? And the consequences of my choices are called traumatic functions. Those are traumatic memories. So are you healing you or are you only healing the memories of the experience? Which means you're only giving away more of your source light into what things have already been transmuted into this rainbow existence y'all like to allocate to. And then they just keep producing shadows. So you're not healing you. You're only healing the shadows of your light via your choices. I just need to observe. I did that. Take ownership. I did that. Responsibility here. The ability to respond, not necessary. See the difference? Responsibility versus the ability to respond. I don't need to respond to things I've done in the past. You know what? And this happened to me a few weeks ago. I'm transparent. Somebody texts me out of the blue with a number I don't know and says, I find it funny how you can just callously release people. She must be beautiful. She must be so much to you that you just forget that you have a relationship with other women. Yeah. Hi, my name was Indulgence Incarnate. You knew this ride that you was riding. That was me and my trauma. Now that I got out of that trauma of needing to indulge in a bunch of things and I'm still working on my wholeness through reciprocity, just because you still stuck in that trauma experience don't mean that you finna dump that trauma on me that's not a trauma to me anymore. You want me to feel bad. You want me to feel bad about choosing me and finding somebody that I enjoy making a choice with. Because 3 years later, you still stuck on stupid. Did I respond? No. Stay present. But you see how easy it would have been to respond? Who the fuck is this? And why are you calling my phone at 3 in the morning? You see what I'm saying? The ability to respond means to reenact. Holy shit. Re-energize. Recreate. Rewind. It's a loss. All I did was review and realize that it had no value to me, so therefore, not my circus, not my monkeys. You should feel bad. Feel bad about what? Making choices during the experience at that time when I was present. This will hurt some of y'all. Why do you think karma never plays out in this realm? On a mass level, you have to have the admission of feeling bad from all energetic parties involved. In order for karma to fully come around, somebody has to recognize the karmic event that needs a reevaluation. Not gonna go down that class because y'all got so many fucked up concepts in this realm that I just laugh at, and I have conversations with spirits and they laugh with me. But you can't teach somebody what they've been saying with Wikiing for so fucking long. That's what it's gotta be. You gotta struggle. We just left 13. Shit you won't let die. Shit you won't let die? The shit that's killing you. What's the shit that's killing you? What is the 13 itself? What is the 13? What is the 13? Holy shit, the shit you keep on embracing. The shit that you keep using to hold you together. Look at that baby. Look at the sweet little baby. Him holding himself together. And then when him holding himself together, he putting off his light. And then once he put off his light, in the cards, this was supposed to be his ancestors coming to surround him. In reality, in relation to this to this reading, when that child emits its light, everything that can feed from its light will find it. Moth to the flame. Keep going through this experience out here, trying to die by giving off your light to the shit that's gonna kill you. It's not smart. If I want to die, I need to make sure that I don't allow things to live. You get that? If I want to meet true death, stop giving life. Remember the analogy I just gave you? Somebody from the past tried to come to the present, didn't give it life. I held on to me. I didn't let her energy surround me and pull me into different directions, and now what I got going on here isn't compromised because I done went back there. No. Stay present. Held me together. I embrace me, not that bullshit you want. But the 3, the thought, says move. 5 is movement. Remember, in this experiment called experience, the only way to experience is to move. Henceforth, the importance of the analogy I'm giving you about the interstate. The slower you move, the less experience you have. You understand that? It doesn't take away from the quantitative value of the experiences you do have. It's just the expansiveness of the experience. It changes movement. 5 is movement, manipulation, amplification, stillness, manifestation, all that shit. 5 shows you in activation. Las manos. 5, movement. So, movement will change you. See what I'm saying? Same thing, different things. Woo, 5 get you fucked up. Because I have moved into manipulation, trying to manifest. This realm is in a 5 vibration. We try and manifest the things that we attach to here because we have not held ourselves together. So then what we keep on attaching to, religious concepts, greed concepts, sexual concepts, love concepts, concepts nonetheless, we invest in them and then we try and manifest them by moving into alignment. But to move into alignment with what you want takes you from off of alignment from what you already had. So we go into journeys of what we are trying to create, without realizing that we are only destroying ourselves. You generate you, but you operating on something else, which means you've already destroyed yourself. You are your own God. You just don't own your own divinity. There is no truth in this room. There's only perspective. There is nothing that holds 100% true in this room. Nothing. Everything else is a hypothetical fact that is accepted by the masses. What part? What part? Well, what's the spirit of truth? Because that motherfucker's sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm just being, hey, if you on my page, so you got to deal with my shit. The spirit of truth is a motherfucking sorry bastard. Because as a parent, I would never allow my children to struggle. As a caretaker, as a teacher, I would never allow my students to stay stuck on stupid while I sit back and take all the glory and praise. It's a concept at best. Remember I said something about mental constructs in this realm, but not all of them are energetically authorized. They're basically dummy accounts where you can dump the energy into them, but you don't know the ATM code, so you can't get nothing back out of it. But yet you can energetically keep dumping so much into it that you get a backlash. That's the honor and praise system right there. When you praise something so much that you automatically energetically increase your own value set, and then even when your own energetic value is what manifests for you, you still gonna keep giving praise. So you're dumping 60% of your energy off into something else, and then that 40% comes back into you, and you get a raise. But yet you're still giving away 60% of your energy. Fields of usability. Law of cause and effect. Law of karma. Law of dharma. Law of reflection. Law of the dog ate my homework. It is what it is. Either that or who y'all think is so strong is weak as fuck. And see, again, not to challenge you, but you just said everything I just got through saying a little while ago about you'll trick yourself into telling yourself, I could never do this on my own. There's got to be something. I'd like to thank God for allowing me to pick up this paper. No. I've been granted a vessel with autonomous energetic functions that allow me to use my mandibles to exert energetic force. I'd like to thank God for allowing me to making your hands tingle. We can't all be right. You did. You did. Jaleesa, you did. I've encountered them too. You just have a different set of structural value for your perception of Jesus than I have for mine. That doesn't mean I haven't encountered him. It just means that you energetically invested in the construct, the mental separation within yourself, the psychic construct you call Jesus. You invest belief and faith in there. And that is the force of energy that causes emanation in this universe. Whatever you believe and invest in becomes your accepted reality. Beautiful. You see it? And I'm not being facetious. I'm telling you, that's beautiful. But when you cannot go beyond what that deity has done for you through the use of what you're doing for yourself, but you just need to give the power and praise to somebody else, and then you discount or disregard everybody else's experience, that's when you get into colonization mindset. When there is only one way, but your way is still the young way, what the fuck been going on in this planet before your way became a way at all? Or was we just all lost, swinging from trees and shit? I sure can't wait till Jesus come. This planet been in function in... We're not going to go down that road. there has been the concepts of belief ever since the first person did not have understanding. Understanding develops the need to have something to believe in because you don't want to know. Okay. 11111. Triggered. Triggered. Because if you would do your research, you will see where through a lot of councils and creeds, where they kept transporting Jesus almost to the point to where he went back to the point of time, to where he was there at the witness of creation. That's how he went from son of man to son of God. See, when a man can give you the ability to become a god, holy sheep shit, Batman, you might be triggered. You might be triggered. 1 and 0. 1 and 0. The potential fool. The potential fool. 1 potential, 0 fool. Here's a question I asked and nobody really can give me an answer. How did Lilith know the ineffable name unless she was the one that gave it? But is it your angel number or is it a trickster code? Is it because or is it because you're trapped in the potential of what you think you know? I don't have an inner child anymore. That motherfucker grown. What inner child? Was you paying attention when I told you I went back and I tried to visit him and he disappeared because I conjured him? Hi, conjurer. I conjured him from within me and he had nothing to say to me, but yet he showed me everything I need to see. That is what some of you religious people are doing in the need to where you're not enough for yourself and you need to be shown more. You keep on conjuring things to give you answers that you won't give yourself. It's called prayer. Energetic begging. He had nothing to say to me because everything was already within me. You haven't hit that point yet. You still need something to verify your existence. You still need something to have lead over your life because you still want to be led. So you need to keep on creating a concept that you have placed divinity in because you see yourself as not enough. And if you keep seeing yourself as not enough, you will always require something to master you. It's just simple facts. So 111, you could be triggered, but you could be triggered into being tricked. So again, the question is, how did she know the name? Unless she was the one that gave it to him, which means if she was the one that gave it to him, holy shit, she might have been the source and she created a thought form. She created a thought form. But then with the thought being formed, everything that thought formed needed to know, it already pulled from within. Jaleesa, it's clear you don't have a lot of experiences with spirits, but spirits can speak on things that they shouldn't know about you, but yet they do know about. Or they can speak on things that are old in this world that you don't know about. And you can do research and verify it. But in most of y'all cases, when y'all be thinking y'all talking to God and Jesus, they only giving you more intimate parts of you. Or more intimate parts of what it needs you to know to keep you out of danger. But never what you need to know to set you free. But again, when you're caught in a condition of self-sabotage, everything outside of your truth becomes a lie. Because you're trapped in the trigger. And being trapped in a trigger means that you make the choice. That becomes your spiritual journey. Your spiritual journey is selling your soul into something that you think is higher because it'll give you the field of feeling higher within yourself. F-E-E-L and F-I-L-L. You are feeling something so that you feel higher within yourself, And as long as it keeps you caught on your journey, your 22, you'll keep on building. You'll keep on building. You keep on building, which basically just says that you'll gnaw another hole in the cage so that you can have your own room called safety, but still in the cage nonetheless. You just become patient with your own leaks. You become patient with your own leaks. That is what I say, and for years I've said that this whole experiment is basically a divine amnesia. Well, see, you're lost then. If I'm my only competition and you fighting yourself, and I said this yesterday, if I'm my only competition and I'm fighting myself, one of the motherfuckers gonna lose. If you're fighting yourself, you've already lost. It's all me. Try that. It's all me. Because again, like I was saying, if I realize it's all me, the leak from which all things flow is already within me. That which I'm trying to tap into is already within me. That which I think is tapping into me is already within me, unless that motherfucker pop up right next to me. Then we got some questions. Oops. But being patient for your own stuff means you're still at a 5. Being patient for your own stuff, I had to choose my words because I'm not trying to be offensive. I encounter people like you every day, and it's like, again, like you hear me say, somebody whose mind is closed off on what they think they have encountered can only operate from their level of trauma. So no, not trying to trip your feet, because I told you, most of the things that you claim to work with, I've been worked with and will still work with. I just know that some of them that you work with are just constructs. They're just leaks. You're right. But the war is in your mind. Your war is in your mind, which is what I was saying. This experiment is divine amnesia. This is cosmic schizophrenia. This is you trying to identify yourself through what you think you are, and when you don't like what you are, you construct and develop other aspects of yourself to give you definition. So you feel like you are getting more definition from your contact with things that you think are greater than you, which will always and forever leave you not enough for yourself. So you'll forever be at I'm my own competition. You'll forever be no other traffic on your lane because you're on a closed highway. You're on I-10 in Florida during construction. That shit's under construction, but you're the only one on that road because you don't allow for other traffic in there because you have fixed and finited yourself on your end game. And that's fine and that's fair. I'm not telling you that's a bad thing. It's just that if I don't have a sense of open-mindedness within myself, I'm closed off to everything I think I know. Get the fuck off of I-10. So, you on 111, you triggered. You triggered because potentially what I'm trapped in is the only thing that moves me. And if you're potentially only moved by the only thing you're trapped with, what do we call that, children? Traumatized. If I only get moved by the things that I feel trapped in, I'm traumatized. Then all I have to do is be stimulated, and I'll respond. So from there, that was what I was calling the 22. It's your choice. It's your choice to be patient. It's your choice to be patient with the things that going on within your life, especially if they give you stillness. You'll hear me say, I know you're new to it, but I say this all the time. So again, I'm not trying to run you off or not trying to challenge you. I tell you this all the time. If what you are working on and what you're believing in is showing you more or enough, stay on that course. Because only until you get tired of fucking yourself over, it's not heat. This is energetic exchange. I haven't got nasty. I don't do that no more. So what I'm saying is, if what you're working on is giving you light, go for it. But once that light starts to become dim, you're going to have to entertain different perspectives. And that's the only thing is. As a contrarian, the only thing I do is present perspectives. You got to make the choice of your own experience. So, at 22, it's your choice. But just remember, 22, it's a 22. When I got one going out this way because the only thing I'm focused on is the thing I'm shooting for, holy shit, what's ruling me? These 3. What's the 3? My thoughts. I aim for something because it's the only thing I can think for. Another thing you'll hear me talk about all the time is not only is this a divine amnesia, this is a parasitic existence. Y'all going to start seeing a lot more about the parasites in different organisms, more and more, because they're starting to not be able to hide it. But it's been a long known fact that there are plenty of human parasitic level organisms that control the human mind. Not just in the gut, not just in the butt, not just roundworm, flatworm, hookworms, and hammerhead worms, all this other stuff. There are certain organisms, and yeah, it's a lot of it in our food. It ain't just the food though. But there are a lot of organisms that will direct the chemicals of your mind to drive your thought processes towards a conducive effect that will allow that organism the most safest existence. Not your existence, its existence. Your thoughts are parasitic. If you've never met somebody who is highly traumatized, best example I can give you is a hoarder. If anybody's ever dealt with a hoarder, or if you have been a hoarder feels safe when they got all their shit around them. But if you touch one thing, erraticism, because you've just taken away their safety. A lot of y'all have spiritual hoarding practices to where your thoughts, you hoard your thoughts, and you will tell yourself what you have to have, so much to the point to where you start to correlate what you have to have with what's not there. Follow me on this. It's not there, but you manifest it. So when you're manifesting the things that you tell yourself you have to have out of a sense of endangerment, those things become your field of safety. I'm in danger, so I need to hoard this level of thinking, and then I manifest those levels of thoughts based off of this trauma, but those traumas are keeping me safe. It is until, it won't happen until what is safe is no longer safe. And that again is not a challenge. This is just a realization of the fucking human mind. Until what I thought was safe becomes no longer safe, I will safely stay within what I thought was safe. You can look at it at your children every fucking day. It's safe for me to believe in Santa Claus until I get to a certain age where that motherfucking shit just don't make sense no more. So the investment into allegories and alliterations and fairy tales and folklore at some point go out the window. Then when I start to honor the reality of me, anything else that introduces itself in that reality of me can stay. The shit that I invested in when I'm working on myself, the shit that don't show up, was never for me in the first place. That's a realization point. So you can keep building your own destruction. Or, again, right here where we at with this long-ass reading is you will meet your own death. This is the 13. You will meet your own death by trying to give life to the things that kept you safe. You understand that? Hello, my people. How many of us have aunts, uncles, grannies who had 3 and 4 jobs? How many of y'all, and I'm sorry, again, I tell y'all, we need to change this shit. How many of y'all work at least 18, 19 hours a fucking day just trying to make sure that your family fed? Traditionally, that was our way. We had all these, I work 2 and 3 jobs, big mama feet tired, baby. You understand that? You working yourself to death so that you can issue life around you. That's not how it's designed. That goes back into about an hour ago when I was saying this realm ain't designed for the current level of chaos. It's just we keep nurturing the chaos and want the chaos to be safe. But when you invest your life into just trying to stay safe in the struggle is already won. So you can work yourself to death by giving life to everything that's killing you. Is basically what I'm saying. You can work yourself to death by giving life to the same things that's killing you. And it don't mean that it's maliciously killing you. It's just that you're energetically dumping your shit into nothing. If I energetically dump my shit into believing into something that is not showing me reciprocity, I've already energetically killed me. That is called energetic investment 101. That is called Enron for people that are well enough around my age. If I keep dumping my energy into stocks of belief of something that's already been closed out, I fuck myself. So here's your Enron card right here. Keep investing in shit that don't invest in you. FAFO becomes your limitations. It's the 36, the thought that keeps finding you. It's the thought that keeps finding you. What I just heard in my head was energetic racketeering. Think about it from the 40s and 50s where the gangsters would come around and, hey, they still do it now though. Hey, we need you to pay $60 a week or we going to shut your store down. But I only make 70 a week. Yeah, well, guess you better make do with that 10. Give me the 60 or we're going to shut it down. And we're going to give you some protection. Gee, Yogi, you just gave me a whole new system of limitations, but you love me. You love me enough that you're going to protect me. You're going to take almost 90% of my shit. But you love me. You're going to take all my energy, tithes, offerings, building funds. But you ain't going to give me nothing back. Just the opportunity to praise. Those become your limitations. He found you or you found him. And in the sense of omniscience, you were never lost. See, we can turn that statement, what you just said, Jesus invested in me and he found me, that goes back into what I was saying earlier about maybe if you raise your, and think about what you just said, I don't go to church, you became it. Beautiful. Beautiful. First step, get the fuck out of that building. It's a whorehouse. Get the fuck out of that building. So, when you raise your energetic signature trying to find what you was looking for on that highway, you got closer to what you was trying to find on that highway, so much to the point to where what was at the end of your highway met you halfway. What you invested in the creation of your journey now journeyed to find you. What you invested in the creation of your journey now invested in finding you. Oops. My limitations. 36. But you'll fuck around and find out. And this is exactly what I'm saying. Until you no longer are safe in your safe level of thinking, everything's fine. But once you start to become unsafe in your unsafe way, once you start to become unsafe in your safe way of thinking, you'll faffle. Hey, goddess. You'll faffle. You'll fuck around and find out that the limitations I set up for myself will not be enough. That is every analogy I gave you about my own personal life. What I thought was going to be what kept me safe, you were already past that point of safety. Stop thinking safe. Think whole. Stop thinking safe. Think whole. Because if the temple is the body and the body is within, isn't the body me? Or do I just need to go to this identity because that's a variation of what I got taught? You are Jesus. Even before the 1600s. You are Jesus. We all are. We're the Christic consciousness. Last one, 4. You're the balance. We're the balance of the wholeness. But yet if the spirit dwells in the temple, is not the temple part of the spirit? Or are we under possession? The spirit dwells within the temple, but we are not Jesus. But Jesus is the temple? Fuck, I might be possessed. Oh boy, I might be possessed. 4, I got a balance of shit inside of me. Multiplicity. But you also are mind too. You are a mind, body, and soul. You are a triune. You are the divine masculine, feminine, and the child of creation. You are the Christic one. You're not just a body and a soul. You're right. The soul is the spirit in fragmentation. The soul is the spirit in fragmentation of itself, trying to identify itself as itself. Divine amnesia. But in the journey of finding yourself when you don't know who you are, fuck, you can meet a tin man, a scarecrow, and a cowardly lion. And they'll be the things that give you balance on your way to see the wizard. You can even have a fairy godmother who is watching all the shit go down, and a wicked witch just trying to stop you. Hi, contrarian moment. At this moment, I would like to submit that the Green Witch The Wicked Witch of the West wasn't wicked at all. She was just trying to stop Dorothy from hurting herself by going on a journey that she needed to go on. Let's play that out. What's the value of the Wicked Witch? She was trying to stop the ritual. She was trying to stop Dorothy from sacrificing herself by going on a journey, meeting and introducing herself to all these energies that she didn't need. She was the field of time. She was Oren Mila, Ifa. She already knew what was going to happen. She already witnessed everything that was going to happen, and she was just trying to stop Dorothy, but Dorothy was already romanced. Already romanced by that trickster, Glinda, the good witch, who tried to tell her what reality was. This is the moon card in reverse. I'll show you what's real. The slippers on your feet will show you how to get to the end of the journey. Then when she got to the end of the journey, don't tell that little girl all you had to do is click your heels. But wait a minute, you told me I had to go on a journey. No. I told you that the slippers will show you the end of the journey. I didn't tell your ass to go nowhere. You forgot to ask the right questions. Jesus, why won't you save me? I did. You just wouldn't save yourself. He died for our sins. But yet you keep sinning because you won't die to you. You won't die to the you that you think you know. And even the wizard was like, shit, nigga, I ain't real. The wizard was like, I just got trapped in too. The wizard was just as lost as Dorothy. The wizard was her adversary, her advocate in this case. The wizard was the trials of Job story. And one day Satan was walking through the halls of heaven. Wait a minute, ain't this motherfucker been kicked out? Yeah, but we let him back in because we had some shit that we wanted to do. And give me your good servant Job. So in this case, the wizard was helping Dorothy to complete the mission by advocating on her still going on a journey. No, I'm sorry, I ain't Job. Fuck that. I don't worship shit on that level. You take from me and I'll fucking find a way to get you. I don't give a fuck what level of deity is. There's a way to contain all of them. Some of us are on our wizard shit. Fuck that. If it can be constructed, it can be contained. Ineffable name not needed. Hell, you weren't born into the bloodline of the people that you think you worship, but that's neither here nor there. Because that's the mental trap. That's the mental trap. The mental trap is you think you can achieve the goal that's been set before you, but you don't know where the goal came from. Who told you you had the journey? That's a question for all of us. Who told you you had the journey? Who told you you had to struggle? Who told you to get onto the wheel of infinity where all you do is eat the same shit that you spew so that you can shit the shit that you ate? It's an infinite trap. An infinite trap of trying to identify myself in the experiences that I'm going through while I'm looking for myself, but I don't know who I am. But I think I became who I am as I don't know who I am, but I'm going to infinitely keep on dancing. Because all I had to do was sit still and be me. M-E. Be mental energy. And realize that, holy shit, all these thoughts are a fucking choice. There is no journey required. And if there is no journey required, there is no sense of struggle. But the minute I come into a struggle, the first person I need to stop struggling with, myself. The only competition, the fear that I'm not enough. That's your only competition. Is the fear that you're not enough to do this on your own, so you'll keep on hiring everything else in this universe to go along the fucking struggle with you. 10 motherfuckers on the battlefield ain't no better than one motherfucker sitting at home. Spoken as a veteran. Which one of us was dumb enough to go get into a war? Oops, it's a fucking perspective. You gonna put on the armor or something? Put on the armor of awareness and not the one of ignorance. Love to you all. But love yourself more than you love the things that you keep on worshiping and praising. Because if you are a reflection of it, you should love yourself exponentially more so that your light is of such a fucking magnitude that they can't do nothing but come get you. And maybe that's your fucking problem. You don't love yourself enough and you expect that love to be reflected by the things you deem higher, but they can't find you because you won't find yourself. Oops. And oh, it's all fuckery anyway. But at the end of the day, let your motherfucking life tell your tale. Wholeness.